Say cheese.
Low light 5x telephoto, after the fact focus in both still and cinematic modes. The ability to shoot right into an external hard drive will make my whole family happy, as I won't hog up the photo stream with my unedited talking head videos as much. Can you tell I'm excited about my new camera? I mean iPhone. Today I unboxed the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Well, re-unbox it. Otherwise, this would be a really short video. What I value most out of a device that gets to go everywhere with me is number one, it works as a phone and messenger. Check. A camera, ease of use, plays well with others, beautifully designed, and can it fit? I have small purses and small pockets. I'll go over all of that as well as what I like and dislike so far and what I'm most excited for. Hi folks, for those of you just finding Cocoy AI, I'm Tiffany and I'm an Apple stan. I believe creative minds have the ability to swiftly transform the world with profound impact. On this channel, I talk about how AI can accelerate creative people's process, as well as what I think about the latest tech gadgets and helping creative folks get where they want in their career. Ready? Let's go. It looks like an iPhone, and it works like an iPhone, and that is a good thing. I was upset that I couldn't get a natural titanium, but black is still a lovely color, and let's be real, I almost never take off the case. Only for you lucky viewers. As a mom of two and an adventure seeker, it doesn't make sense to keep it out of a case, even with Apple Care. For screen protection, I've ordered a Belkin screen protector with a limited lifetime warranty, which is a decent investment compared to the cost of replacing a screen. I still hope to never need to use it. Comparing it with the iPhone 12 Pro and the 14 Pro, immediately I can feel the softer, slightly more chamfered edges. This is the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is the larger size. I've been pretty anti larger size iPhone since my last Plus, which was the 6 Plus. In fact, I really wanted the Mini when they released. However, the camera was not as good. So I went with the Pro instead, complaining at the beginning of not being able to thumb everything with one hand. Experimenting with pop sockets, magnetic wallets, until I found something that worked for me. The new iPhone 15 Pro Max feels better in my hand. I do not pretend to think I will be able to sustain using this phone with one hand, but it does feel better. I've taken to moving the keyboard to the left so I can type with one thumb, but I'm not sure if I can force myself to get used to it. Coming from the 12 Pro, the camera is noticeably more pronounced, but the back glass is beautifully finished next to the gigantic camera array. The iPhone 14 Pro is heavier than this 15 Pro Max, which was a pretty big surprise to me. The titanium doesn't seem to attract as many fingerprints as the 12 and the 14 stainless steel frame. The other form differences in this camera, iPhone, is the action button, which I've set to camera, obviously, and the USB-C is something I'm pretty excited about, as I don't need a different cable to attach my USB mic to the iPhone anymore, and I can get digital sound directly from the Rode app. I will also charge natively in my car, which has USB-C standard. Okay, enough of having this outside its case. Back in you go. I got this case as it has a metal ring to make it easier to charge wirelessly. I can continue to use the wallet I've been using with the iPhone 12 Pro, both which come in handy if you need the phone to stand up on its own or want to hold the phone in a different way. Both are linked in the description. I'm not sure if I've ever looked at my phone and said, "This is such a slow piece of junk. I need a new phone." Although there have been two coincidences where I've suddenly needed a new phone conveniently at the time one was being released. Once, where I accidentally dropped and cracked a screen as I was watching the Apple keynote releasing a new iPhone. The second, maybe this has happened a couple times, maybe it's happened to you, where I've updated the iOS and suddenly I'm out of memory, so the phone just stops working. These are things that make me want to get a new phone. Let's go and talk about setup. While I've already set this one up, I thought I would give you a few tips. Before switching phones, remember to back up and unpair your watch. It might sound basic, but trust me, it'll save you so much time and headache. I've also made sure my previous phone had a current backup before starting the process. It's pretty simple. Follow the steps on the iPhone. I use the method of putting the two phones close together and showing one phone to the other, and then somehow they communicate and suddenly you have a new phone. But downloading took about an hour to get all the apps on a fiber optic Wi-Fi line downloaded onto the phone. I wish there was some way for this part to be automated, but security. I'm a complete and total FOMO tech gadget nerd. It's taken years of discipline to reprogram myself into a more sustainable mentality. It doesn't always work. In this case, it didn't, as my top priority in upgrading to a new iPhone, and it's always been this way, will be the best camera that I can have with me everywhere I go. You see this DSLR with a 35mm 1.4 lens. Beautiful piece of equipment, but let's be real about the challenges for solo creators like me. Have you ever tried keeping yourself in focus without a dedicated videographer? The first video, you can check it out now, I tried a giant unicorn balloon to get in focus while maintaining a great natural bokeh in the background. However, you can see the focus is soft and overexposed. I wasn't helping myself out with the chair on wheels or trying to be more animated when I spoke. There was so much footage that was just completely out of focus. The camera is pretty old at this point, probably about 10 years old, and the app for it no longer works. The other Nikon capture app didn't do what I wanted it to do either. I'm pretty much giving up on using the DSLR for these, or at least until I'm no longer a solo act. I've been using the FaceTime camera on the MacBook Air with the M2 chip, which, by the way, has digital portrait mode that I only just figured out. I think the quality is okay, but I'm hoping that the iPhone quality will be better and only slightly more work to set up than the camera that is right on the laptop. The B-roll footage of this video is shot on the FaceTime camera so I can compare the phones, but everything else is shot on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It really transforms the game. Imagine shooting your video and then deciding what to focus on after you shot it. Cinematic mode is not new to the iPhone. It was introduced with the iPhone 13, but as I'm upgrading from the 12 Pro, this is a game changer. The new 15 also brings with it the ability to do this with still images. For solo creators, this is our magic wand. We get the flexibility to craft our narrative frame by frame, focusing on what truly matters. The only thing you have to figure out is which of the three Mondo cameras to look at when addressing the audience. Let's look a little closer at those three lenses, and specifically with low light conditions, with my little helpers eating popcorn. Starting with the wide-angle lens, this is your tool for capturing the grandeur of landscapes or the ambiance of large gatherings. It offers a broad perspective, letting you get more out of the scene into your frame. You should still take care of your composition of your shots. Now, the 24mm, this is essentially a wider standard lens. Fantastic for capturing scenes with a touch more context. Think skylines or beach vistas with endless horizon. The 35mm, meanwhile, is your intimate storyteller. Slightly zoomed, it's the darling of portrait photographers. It captures the details, the emotions, with just enough background to weave a tale. And the telephoto lens, this is where this iPhone gets a significant upgrade, and where I've been the most interested in the rumor mill over the past few months. It's your key to zooming in on the world, capturing distant subjects. The iPhone 15 Pro Max boasts a 120mm digital telephoto lens and a 5x optical. I wish we had this when we were camping this year. We saw a bald eagle sitting on top of a tree. However, the digital zoom is not aesthetically pleasing to me. The photo kind of falls apart and wouldn't be something I chose to print out, but it would be what I would use if I was out and I happened upon a bear or a sea lion or something I shouldn't get close to. The 5x optical zoom is still a digital zoom, but coming from my only 2x iPhone 12 Pro is a welcome addition. The bending of light 4 times to create a teeny tiny telephoto lens got my money though. But back to the practical purposes. Now it's time for the segment I'd like to call Will It Fit? I will show you how it fits in my 3 most commonly used carrying choices. Number 1, my back pocket of my pants. Number 2, my mini Senreve bag. And number 3, my Chanel wallet on chain. I will compare the iPhone 12, 14, and 15 Max sizes, both with and without a case. First up, in the back pocket of a standard pair of Levi's jeans. Here is the iPhone 15 Pro Max in my back pocket without a case and with a case. It fits, but it's noticeably larger if I attempt to sit down. Here's what it looks like with the 12, with a case and without, and the 14 with and without, and all of them side by side. The Senreve Mini. I keep my phone in one of 2 places. In this back pocket without a case on it, it slides right in and feels pretty snugly secured. With the case on it, it takes more effort, but probably over time this pocket will form to the new size phone. Here's what it looks like with the 12, with a case and without, and the 14 with and without, and now all of them side by side. For the interior, the 15 fits really nicely into either of the front 2 pockets upright, both with and without a case. In the back, it fits without a case in one of the pockets, but not the others. Here's what it looks like with the 12 with a case and without, and the 14 with and without, and all of them side by side. My husband and I frequent the ballet, and generally speaking, this is my go-to bag for those events. I like to use the little pocket in the front for the phone, and it's a little too snug with the case on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, so I'll likely use the larger pocket where I usually keep cough drops and tissue, etc. Here's what it looks like with the 12 with a case and without, and the 14 with and without. And here's all of them side by side. If you'd like to see a more in-depth review of will this iPhone fit into things, let me know in the comments and subscribe. Tell me what you'd like me to put it in. I could also do a comparison to have different Senreve bags or other purses. So what are my likes? The enhanced camera capabilities and their potential for creatives. The low light still images are impressive. The zoom is amazing, but probably won't use for a quality video. I could see the need to capture a quick moment at night. It would have been great when we saw turtles on the beach this year in Hawaii. The improved huge screen size, but weighs less than the previous generation, and a slightly smaller form factor than my previous large iPhone is a plus. The sleek design and quality build, titanium is beautiful. When I first started this channel, I tried using my pro equipment to shoot the video by myself. It was nearly impossible to get that equipment to focus on me as I was trying to figure it all out. The Apple products FaceTime camera have a much lower bar of entry. For me, as a newbie to YouTube, having the lowest bar of entry was the best way to go. It's still early for me with this phone, but I'm hoping that this equipment will help me get better as I figure this all out. For my dislikes, it's so big. Yes, she said it. I'm not used to a larger phone. I am forced to use it with 2 hands, and it's clear that Apple prefers to make products for men or larger humans in general, with the better specs and newer technology only included in the larger, more expensive products. I'm waiting for my more rugged Apple Watch that fits my wrist Apple. I was someone that was so excited when Apple decided to make a mini iPhone, but the equipment was not as good. And potentially would need to be upgraded sooner than the Pro version. I was disheartened. This is a similar feeling in going back on my determination that I wouldn't be duped into buying a larger screen. However, as a budding content creator, I want to set myself up with the best possible equipment that will work for me. It was expensive. Although similar in cost at the iPhone 14 Pro Max, it's the best, so therefore the most expensive. I'm willing to pay for the quality and ease of use, the design of the product that potentially adds to my life more than detracts, but that's not for everyone. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is undoubtedly a marvel. From its impressive camera to its sleek design, it's a tech enthusiast delight, but there's always room for growth. As for me, I'm excited to delve deeper into its features in the coming days. Stay tuned for more in-depth reviews and some fun tutorials using this phone. And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A huge shout out to my creative community for always being there. Your fuel supports my curiosity and passion. Here at Cocoy AI, we're all about exploration and growth, and I'm here to help. So until next time, keep innovating and stay curious.